What's going on, guys? This is Joe Young coming at you another video today. So today I'm going to show you guys the final tank that I'm scaping. It looks like the lights went out for this, so hopefully these lights don't go out soon here. It's not this tank because this tank has already been rescaped, but the one thing I want to show you guys from here is the actual plants that I've been trying to grow for the other escape. So I got a bunch of this SP Japan here that I've been growing just kind of up top here because I want to kind of have it semi-submerged and immersed to kind of climb up the branch here. And it's not really for this branch, it's going to be for a different branch. But while we're at it here, here is the tank so far. It looks like, a lot of the plants on the right side are doing really well. The Japan Shigas are doing okay, but it's been blocked by a lot of these plants up top. But once I remove these plants, because I'm only specifically growing these plants for the other setup, this will bounce back pretty soon here. To kind of give you guys an idea, this is my other tank that I've shown you guys before. I'm going to try to grow these plants immersed on the other side so that it kind of gives a nice coverage. Also help with nitrates in the water. Alright, so here is the scape that I'm going to be redoing. It's actually going to be this tank here specifically. So I'm going to basically swap the fish from here like this, and I'm going to move basically the discus pair into this smaller tank that I've had before to help possibly get these guys a little bit closer to each other and maybe prevent them from eating the fries. They're still laying eggs probably every week or every other week, and once the fries actually hatch, they're still eating them. So I'm going to put them into this tank and see if they'll help out. But basically I'm going to swap all the plecos into this tank and create a bare bottom adult pleco breeding tank, I guess. So all the bigger adult plecos will kind of go in here and possibly hopefully try to breed those guys. But right now I'm kind of lazy and it's kind of cold, so I'm not going to do it tonight. Alright, so first off, I am going to clean this tank so that I can put the discus into this tank, remove everything that's in this tank, put it on the side for now, get the plecos out into a container or a bucket for now, until I can do a swapperoo, put the discus in, let them settle, and clean anything I need to clean up in here first, and then go ahead and continue on the other tank.
These roads intersect, on each one I reflect. These lines write my story. These places change me, each one replacing, like night into morning. I miss the open air, the going anywhere.
Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and drain some water into the bucket.
Guess I'm better off alone. Never know when I'll get home, but I know that.
Hopefully this is going to be easy because a lot of them are already in the cave. I'm going to grab the cave, dump the plecos into here directly, and then kind of put the cave onto the side. So we'll see if we can do that. Alright, so let's see if the cave method works. There's a huge pleco in here, bristle nose. It worked! Boom, it worked.
The endless journey, I need not worry. I'll get where I'm going. I made it this far, beyond where you are.
Alright, so I'm filling up the water now. I did turn up the temperature on the tank because, the discus likes it a little bit warmer than the pleco, so I went ahead and adjusted it down there. Everything seems to be a-okay here, so I'm going to start putting in some of the decorations. Alright, and by decoration, all I meant was basically this breeding cone that the discus is going to breed off of. I'm going to put it dead in the center here so that they have room to kind of pick around, choose where to breed there, but most likely they'll breed on the clean spot right there. Then also I'm going to adjust this nozzle just a little bit down so it kind of aims and circulates that area of the cone. Alright, so we got the tank up and running. Everything should cycle through in terms of like the clearness here and whatnot in a little bit. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab the discus and put them in here. And just double check the temperature here to make sure. Alright, so this tank is ready for the discus. I did have to do a quick water change just to bring up the temperature. The water was a little bit cooler. But everything's good to go now, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab the fish and put them into their new homes here. This is going to be very wet because these guys will put up a fight. Okay, we know. Okay, so that's one of them. Okay, here, this one's gonna be a splash. Okay, look at that. Okay, there we go. Not too bad. Normally I get water everywhere. Okay, so the hardest part, done. Discus are in the tank, so now I have time to actually clean this tank, so let's move on to this tank. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and remove some of the stuff that's just been floating, just sitting in the tank. And let's go ahead and save this for the other tank. And then the only plants I'm going to be saving in this are the two crypts that are kind of just chilling here. And maybe this guy here. This guy's pretty good. Save this crypt. I might grow the crypts on the sump of the discus tank here. I'll put them into some sort of pot or something. I'll go ahead and put them over here for now. I think that would be pretty cool. Do a little crypt down there. And then the autos. Gotta get the autos out of the tank. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the autos out of the tank.
And I'll keep on growing. I miss the open air, the going anywhere, riding with you.
Alright, so I got everything out. So the game plan here is I'm gonna suck down all the water and as much gravel as I can into a bucket with like the small tubing. So the problem with this tubing is it won't suck up all of these big gravels. So I'm going to use the shop vac to pick that up after the water's drained, because if I put it in and start siphoning it, it's just going to drain a lot of water and then I'm going to have to keep dumping it in and out. So that's the game plan for this. Alright, so I got the hardest part of the whole process was removing all the substrate in the tank. So I got that all done. Now I'm just going to go ahead and clean the algae that was remaining in the tank. It should be a quick just run around the tank here. So really nothing fancy here. I'm just removing the algae. And also I went ahead and switched this out. I don't really need this anymore because this really strainer was for the discus. I went ahead and got this. It will have better flow anyways for the plecos. Alright, so if you guys remember, I had this nice piece of driftwood that kind of covered the whole tank. I'll go ahead and put this back in just for some of the plecos that are wood eaters, where they actually need some sort of wood in their diet. Plus this actually is a pretty sweet driftwood here that you have to kind of integrate into this tank. So the wood has been out of the tank for a while, so it's going to kind of float a little bit, which is fine. I'm going to hold it down with some of the actual caves and whatnot and hopefully hold this down. Alright, so here's the tank. I kind of just threw everything together here just kind of a little bit fast, but I'll probably make some sort of adjustment later. But there's a lot of there's a lot of like things like this one here and this one here kind of just in odd positions because it's holding down the driftwood until it actually sinks. And when it sinks, I'll kind of adjust it a little bit more. But, you know, for the most part, I have a ton of wood in here and a bunch of caves for the plecos to breed in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab the plants. It's just really just moss and some java ferns here and there and kind of stick it in between some of the stuff. let it grow with the light that's here. And then hopefully the plants up here will kind of cover up here for shading. The plecos don't really like light that much anyway, so we'll kind of give them like a nice little cloud, a nice little shaded area. Alright guys, I added in the fish. Everything is really cloudy right now, but you guys kind of get the gist of it. There's a lot of plecos in the back. They're kind of hiding right now. I'm going to let this kind of, run its cycle a couple times. I'm going to actually add in a wave pump in the side here to kind of blow a lot of the debris from the ground and kind of stir it up so it gets pushed towards that way anyways. And plus the plecos kind of like a lot of flow, so I think they'll enjoy that a lot. But pretty much this is it here, guys. This is the new scape and kind of the swapperoo. To get the discus by themselves kind of isolated in a smaller tank so they can actually breed and actually look for the actual fries. And this right here is going to serve an adult breeding project for the plecos. If you guys aren't subscribed yet, make sure you guys subscribe, hit the notification button so that you guys are informed of new videos every week. And also, Happy New Year's, guys.